Hi and welcome to the Sport.ca show. I'm your host, Aaron Bell. This is Canada's #1 online broadcast that features local sports and local teams from all across this great sporting nation. We're broadcasting countrywide to highlight your sport, your team, and your stories. Send us your sports stories and we'll feature the best ones on your show right here at Sport.ca. This is where we bring it all together. In Ontario hockey and the Wildcat Teachers Hockey Club, North Bay was hit with a nasty winter storm, bringing a fast freeze, whiteout conditions, and gale force winds. But as we say in show business, the show must go on. When they finally hit the ice, the white team was hit with the same conditions on the ice, but it wasn't the weather. It was the cold fist of the dark team. The dark squad showed little mercy, pummeling the whites with superior passing, shooting, and advanced tactical playmaking. Dark goalie John was quoted saying, "This was an utter waste of my time tonight. I would rather watch paint dry." John, what you're going through is normal. Maybe hockey is just not your sport. For guys like you, I recommend underwater basket weaving. Now there's a challenging sport. All the best, Johnny. Now for more news on Ontario hockey. The Flames' winning streak reaches 4 games with a win over Brampton. The Vaughan Flames completed their second weekend sweep in a row by defeating Brampton 2-1 at the Nottawaska Centre Ice in Alston, Ontario. On Saturday night, the Flames beat the Burlington Barracudas 3-1. Last weekend, the Flames defeated Burlington 6-5 on Saturday night, and then Mississauga Chiefs fell 4-2 Sunday afternoon. That's an impressive streak, Vaughan, but make sure you save that winning for the playoffs when it counts. As my high school clarinet teacher used to say, there's nothing worse than 4-legged cows that can't cross a road. Think about that. Good luck, guys. Moving now to Ontario soccer, the Barrie versus Bradford battle this past Saturday was an impressive display of teamwork and dedication right up to the final seconds of play. Bradford's number 19 got lucky in the first half when she lofted a ball from nearly halfway, arcing it over the head of the Barrie keeper, who could do little more than watch it go in the back of the net. The tempo of the game was fast-paced, as players from both sides were inspired playing on the home field of professional soccer team Toronto FC. Barrie's number 16 evened the score later in the game at 1 apiece, but Bradford's first-to-the-ball aggression finally rewarded number 19 with another goal in spectacular fashion with just 1 minute remaining. Final score, Bradford 2, Barrie 1. Good game, girls. Better luck next time, Team Barrie. Keep working hard. And we're happy to report some news coming out of Nova Scotia. In Nova Scotia hockey, Flyers versus Sea Lions action. On Saturday, February 2nd, the Flyers took on the Sea Lions for their second playoff game. The game ended with a score of 3-0. Way to go, Flyers. Goals scored by Brandon Moss, Taylor John Melanson, and Brett Anthony. The Flyers played a strong game offensively and defensively. Congratulations. Keep it up. And Nova Scotia, keep sending in the stories. And what a finish it was to the Mary Browns Pee Wee A tournament in Gander. Tournament action started with the Blades pulling out a 10-5 victory over the Celtics of St. John's. On Saturday, the Blades continued their strong play with a 9-4 victory over Grand Falls. This game was tied after the second intermission, but the Blades rallied for 5 unanswered goals for the third period for the big win. In the championship game, the Mount Pearl Blades faced off against the Gander Flyers in a tight one. This game went to overtime, and with 1 minute and 27 seconds left, the Gander captain scored, giving the Flyers the win. Sticking with hockey in Newfoundland and the lowly Hellcats. The Hellcats lose another. A rare back-to-back game against H. Burton on Saturday night saw the Hellcats lose another game. With only 9 players dressed and starting goaltender Terry Cooper scratched due to a right knee injury, the deck was already stacked against the Cats, as it has been recently. It was 2-1 for Burton after the first, but once again, a very tired Hellcat squad saw itself fall behind quickly to finish up the game with an 8-2 loss. 8-2 is an embarrassment, folks, and 9 players isn't even enough for a game of Monopoly, let alone hockey. The Hellcats need to rally the rest of its squad for the upcoming playoffs, or they can expect an embarrassing exit. A 2-week break in the schedule will hopefully allow the Cats to get things back on track and move forward towards the playoffs. Hopefully they can get some of their players back off the injured list. On a side note, we here at Sport.ca are happy to announce that the Kinsmen will have their 15 minutes of fame on Saturday, February 16th. They have been selected by CBC Sports to introduce Hockey Night in Canada. Congratulations. That game is going to be aired. The games that are going to be aired that evening feature the New Jersey Devils versus the Ottawa Senators and the Boston Bruins versus the lowly Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, folks, they are the lowly Toronto Maple Leafs and Canada's biggest embarrassment since Celine Dion. And now turning to Newfoundland basketball, Grand Falls Windsor, Danini's Men's Basketball League. Game 1 came down to Powerade and Danini's battling back and forth all night, but Powerade pulled out another win. When all was said and done, the final score showed Powerade 96, Danini's 86. Come on, Danini's. Doug Evans finished with 30 points for the energy squad. Teammate Brian Cook, hitting only 12 points in the first half, finished up with 28 points. Corey King of the Pizza Squad brought 31 points to the table. He's really been cooking it up for the Danini's Pizza Squad, but you guys, you got to bring it together. Let's do this. Let's do this, Danini's! Danini's! Yeah! Game 2 was a battle between M&M and Coke. The highlight of the game came from Mark Daw, no relation. At the beginning of the third quarter, Mark donated 2 points to M&M by doing a beautiful layup on the wrong basket. Scoring in your own net in basketball is like bringing ham sandwiches to a bar mitzvah. M&M pulled out a 75-55 win. Sean Bursey finished with 28 points for M&M. Teammate John Sharp finished with 24 points. Dave Gross finished with 17 points for Coke in a sad display of basketball for the Coke team. And now it's time for scores and standings. Here are the standings for the Newfoundland Bud Light Men's Volleyball League. For more information regarding the leagues, please visit news.sport.ca. We also have the standings for the St. John's Metro Soccer League. And here they are. For more information, please visit news.sport.ca. And now it's time for our salute to the users of Sport.ca. For this week's Smackdown of the Week, we're turning to the Tricom Hockey League at Smallwood Arena. This game took place on February 5th, and it featured CBR Renegades versus the Mount Pearl Blades in some PWA action. CBR annihilated Mount Pearl 11-1. That's right, folks, 11-1. Way to go, CBR. This week's Pitcher of the Week, we turn to the Kinsmen's Pee-wee Hockey Team. It's a familiar story, Kinsmen's Pee-wee Hockey Team. Every week they're sending in their pitchers. Stephanie Purchase, here she is, celebrating a goal against RBC. And that's our show for today. We cover the sports that you are playing and watching. Hockey, soccer, basketball, baseball, volleyball, any other sports you guys are playing. You send it to Sport.ca and we'll broadcast it. And we've got a lot of stories coming in from Ontario, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia. But there are other provinces in Canada. And if any of you folks are watching from these other provinces, go ahead and send in your sport reports and we'll put them on here. Don't forget to tune in regularly to our show for the latest in local sport from across Canada. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Aaron Dahl.